In the scorched aftermath of a devastating bushfire that tore through the Australian wilderness, a young wombat was found huddled near a remote trail, trembling in invisible agony. The fire had left its cruel signature. Severe burns marred the creature's back, its eyes wide with terror and disorientation. Alone and vulnerable, it seemed to have lost everything: its home, its safety, and perhaps even its will to survive. Fate, however, had not abandoned him. It was on that very path that a young man, out for a quiet walk, spotted the injured marsupial. Without hesitation, he knelt beside the frightened creature, wrapped it gently in his flannel jacket, and carried it home. The decision was instinctive, driven not by training or obligation, but by sheer compassion. At home, the wombat was given immediate medical attention. A local wildlife carer was contacted, and together they treated his burns, provided pain relief, and created a safe, warm space for him to rest. For days, he remained withdrawn, flinching at every sound, his small body curled tightly in fear. But under the watchful care of the young man and his family, the little wombat began to heal, not just physically, but emotionally. They named him Ash, a reminder of the fire he had endured, but also of his rebirth. Ash slowly began eating again, tentatively nibbling on sweet potatoes and carrots. He would peek from under his blanket and, over time, grew comfortable enough to explore his temporary surroundings. The man never forced interaction. Instead, he simply sat nearby, reading aloud or offering treats, allowing trust to blossom at its own pace. Weeks passed. The wounds on Ash's back began to fade into scars, and the sparkle returned to his eyes. When the time came to return him to the wild, the decision was bittersweet. The young man led Ash to a nearby forest edge, far from the scars of the fire, and watched silently as the wombat disappeared into the underbrush. Though his heart ached, he knew it was the right choice. But then, something unexpected happened. A week later, Ash returned. Early one morning, he was found sitting calmly at the front gate. He didn't come for food or shelter. He simply sat there for a while, then ambled away. The visits became a quiet ritual. Every few days, Ash would return, sometimes just for a few minutes, sometimes lingering longer, as if checking in on his human friend. For the young man and his family, these visits were more than a surprise. They were a profound reminder of the silent bonds that can form between humans and animals, especially those forged in moments of vulnerability and kindness. They never tried to hold Ash back again. He was free, but the gate was always open. To this day, Ash's return visits continue, less frequent, perhaps, but always special. In a world often filled with noise and chaos, the quiet presence of a once broken creature at the doorstep serves as a simple, yet powerful symbol of hope, resilience, and the lasting imprint of kindness.